Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Teaching English on Dروس Super Goal 3. Before we start, I would like to welcome my colleague Mr. Fawaz Al-Aqil, the interpreter to the sign language. As always, we start our class by reviewing the objectives, what we are planning to achieve at the end of this class. The student at the end of the class will be able to identify some characteristics of being cool, how to become cool. Okay, also we are going to answer some comprehension questions from the reading passage that we're going to read in the coming slides. Now, as you know, we are at step number 9, section number 9 in unit 7, what happened. Okay, and this unit or this lesson is mainly concentrating on writing. Okay, what happened and writing. Now we make a quick revision on the previous lesson. If you still remember, we studied a reading passage under the title of what happened. Let's see what we discussed in these three pictures, and we told you from these three pictures that these teens or teenagers are trying to be cool, and we explained what the meaning of the word cool. Okay, and we asked you also how to guess how old are these people in this picture. Okay, and also we asked you what do teens often want to do or want to be. They always try their best to be cool. Okay, and we will learn more about this inshallah in the coming slides. Also, in the previous lesson we answered yes, no, answer with yes or no. Being cool means what being cool mean. We explained also that not worrying about what others think of you, does this indicate that you're cool or not? That is right. Yes, that is the correct thing. When you don't worry about what other people think of you, that means you are cool. Okay, you become cool. Also, wearing the latest fashion in clothes. We talked about how much or how expensive the clothes you are wearing. Does this indicate that you're cool? Of course not. So the answer is no. It's not important to buy expensive things to be cool. Okay, number 3, being friendly and sociable. To be friendly to others and to be sociable, meet people and be outgoing person. Is this an indication of being cool? That's right. It is. The answer is yes, that we had in our previous lesson. Not saying what you think. Okay, not saying what you think. You try to be another person. You try to imitate other persons and not to be yourself. Is this a good thing? And is this thing makes you does this thing make you cool? Of course, the answer is no. And in number 5, not studying and not doing well in school. If you don't study, if you don't do well in school, does this make you cool? Of course not. So the answer is no. Okay, also in the discussion section, we answered this question: which of the above things did you do in the past to be cool? Okay, and what happened to you? We discussed that and we got some answers from you. Here also in the previous lesson we stated some of the tips of how to help you to feel more confident about yourself. The most important thing in this age, in your age, is to be confident. Okay, don't think of what other people think of you. Okay, you have to believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, believe in what you have or what color you are and what your name is and all the things that you own or all the circumstances that you live in. This will make you more confident. Also here you need to stand up straight and always look people in the eye. That means you look at their eyes. When you talk to somebody, you look to their eyes. This is the best way of the best way of good communication. You look at eyes. Okay. Be friendly and open. Smile a lot. This is also very important to do to make you cool. Also pay attention to others rather than worry about yourself. Okay, don't be selfish. Don't think always about yourself. But you need to be sociable. You need to think of what others want and what others need. Also take care of yourself and your clothes. Always look neat. You have to take care of how you look, how clean your clothes are, and also you need to look neat. Okay. Also, how to deal with emotion and it gets out of hand. Okay, if you become like this, if you become angry, how to control yourself, how to deal with your anger. This is very important also. When you are worried, how to deal with your worry also. When you are upset, okay, when you are sad. That's what we studied also in the reading passage. And now we move to the writing. As always, the best thing to improve your writing is reading. When you read, that means you are going to learn a lot about vocabulary, a lot about grammar, about spelling, about punctuation, and also about handwriting. Also, you learn how to organize your ideas, okay? Because organizing your ideas will help your reader to be satisfied and to continue reading and to understand what meaning you want to convey or you want to send to them. Okay, here in this chart, as you can see here, it is very important to organize your ideas through this chart. Let's read the instructions here all together. Think about an accident that you saw or heard about. So the main topic now is an accident. So you will think of an accident that you had yourself, or you have heard about it, or you know about it from one of your colleagues or relatives. Draw a diagram. We call this as a diagram, like the one below on a piece of paper. Use your diagram to write notes about the accident. When you want to report, when you want to tell others about things that happened, that is called the narrative writing. You are narrating, you are telling what you have experienced or what you have seen. Okay, so when you want to write about a narrative writing, that means you have to answer 5 questions. What these 5 questions are? These questions are where, when, why, who, and what. These are the 5 questions. We call them the 5 W's that the reader wants always to learn about. It is very important from the very beginning to make the setting. As we told you before, the setting is to start with the place and the time. So when you start with the place and time, the reader will imagine everything. When you explain things that happened, he or she will be able to understand, and this will make their understanding easier. Okay, so like you are going to write as a witness report of an accident. Okay, you need to tell where the accident took place. Also, you need to write when it happened. Okay, who was involved in this accident, why this happened. Okay, there is something wrong happened, or some faults that the drivers did that makes the accident, and how it happened. You need to explain how the car or the other car hit the other one, or hit a tree or something like that. Okay, what happened. Okay, also overall you need to tell how. Okay, as we said before. Okay, these are the 5 W's, or we can consider them as 6. We add how to this group of questions. Now the writing corner, we'll have some tips and advice to make your writing better. A witness report describes the event of an accident in the order they happened. When you want to describe the accident, you have to start chronologically. We mean chronologically means starting with the first, the second, third, according to the time that happened. Okay. Also, it answers the 5 W's, as we said before. What are these 5 W's? Who, what, where, when, and why. Also, and explains how the incident happened. It's sometimes an accident, car accident, or sometimes it's an incident that happened which is not a car accident. Okay, so there are so many incidents happened, and we can use a narrative writing to describe them. And number 2, use connecting words, such as when you want to make your writing clear and better, you need to write a connecting words like and, but, because, to give a reason, okay? So, and when, also you use them. I was in the, so here, I was in the park, this is an example, when the accident happened. I was here, you can start with this, saying I was in the park when the accident happened. There was ice on the road, so the driver lost control and hit. Okay, see, so you can, if you read the sentence again here, you can find some answers for some of the W's that we mentioned a while ago. Okay, this answers who. Okay, also another who. I was in the park. That answers the question where, the location, the place where this accident happened. When the accident happened, what happened? It was an accident. So here we answered also what? There was ice. What was there? There was ice. Okay, so this is the reason. You are telling why the accident happened by saying there was ice on the road. So you are justifying now, telling the reason for the accident. So the driver lost control and hit a tree. Okay. Now we'll have this example. We'll read this witness report. Does it answer who, what, where, when, why, and how that we mentioned a while ago in our writing corner? We are going to listen and find out if these 5 W's are answered or not. Okay, let's read and listen at the same time.
B. Read the witness report. Does it answer who, what, where, when, why, and how? I was in my living room when I saw smoke outside. I was worried, so I went out onto the balcony to have a look. I saw my neighbor, Mr. Dooley, in his yard. The smoke was from his barbecue. He waved to me, and I went back into the house to watch the 6 o'clock news. A few minutes later, I heard a loud explosion. This time, I ran outside because I was really scared. There was a lot of smoke, and I couldn't see anything. Then, I heard a cry for help. Over here, I'm stuck in the fence. The gas tank caught fire, and the explosion threw me across the yard. Mr. Dooley was quite upset, but fortunately, he wasn't badly hurt.
Okay, so it is very clear from this passage that all these 5 W's are answered. Let's read it again all together now to find out where these questions were answered. I was in the living room. Here, in the first sentence here, we can tell who. He's talking about himself. When he says I, he answers I. Also, there is another character also in this narrative writing. We'll know who this one is in the coming lines. I was in my living room. This is one of the locations. Also, we can answer the question where. When I saw smoke outside, what did he see? He saw smoke outside. I was worried. Also here, how did he feel? How did he feel? He felt worried. So I went out onto the balcony to have a look. So he went outside from a balcony to have a look. What happened? Why this? Where this smoke comes from? Okay. I saw my neighbor, the person who lives next to the speaker here, Mr. Donnelly. That is Mr. Dolly. That's the person. This is also answering the question who in his yard. Okay, maybe in the front yard or in the backyard of his house. What is he doing? The smoke was from his barbecue. He was making barbecue. Okay, maybe he's making chicken or meat or making barbecue to eat. He waved to me. He waved means he waved his hand, welcoming him. And I went back into the house to watch the 6 o'clock news. So when he looked there, it was normal to have a smoke. There was nothing wrong. Later on, a few minutes later, so here we are answering when. After a few minutes, something bad happened. What was the incident? I heard a loud explosion. A loud explosion, that means a very big sound that happened because of something bombed. Okay. This time I ran outside because I was really scared. He was scared. How did he feel? How did he feel? He felt scared, and he is afraid that something might be hurt in this explosion. There was a lot of smoke. He noticed also much more smoke than he has seen before. And I couldn't see anything. Then I heard a cry for help. So he heard somebody, maybe his neighbor, was crying to help him, saying, help, help, and something like that. Over here, he's saying, over here. He wants to point to him. I am stuck in the fence. The fence is the area which protects the house. Okay, I'm stuck in the fence. He's stuck means he cannot go out of this area. The gas tank caught a fire. You know, we used gas to supply our oven, for example, or to supply a source for grilling or for barbecue, to make barbecue, and that gas bank explode. Okay, so it got a fire and explode, and the explosion threw me across the yard. Mr. Dolly was quite upset, but fortunately he was not badly hurt. Fortunately, that means luckily. Okay, it's a very good thing that this man was not hurt. Okay, so we can tell that these 5 W's, who, what, where, when, why, and how, all are answered. Okay, part 6C here. Write now. It's your time now to write. We want you now to write your own witness report about an accident you saw or heard about. You maybe heard about an accident or you had an experience of that before. You need to write about it. Use your notes from the diagram and ideas from this unit. Generally, whenever you want to write narrating something, it's better to start with the diagram. You write the main subject in the middle, and you make branches with who, what, where, when, why, and also about how. Okay, so this is the best way to practice writing. Also, if you want to improve your writing, as we said before, you need to practice reading, because reading will improve your writing generally. Okay, we end our class with a project. You are asked to make a project here. What this project is: take a survey, ask your classmates or friends what things make them happy. What are the things that make them happy? Okay, think of them. What are the things that make them sad, scared, nervous, etc.? Which things come at the top of the list? You will make a survey. You will ask all of your classmates or colleagues, or even you can do that with a member of your families, how they feel. Do they feel happy, sad, scared, nervous, and so on. You will notice here at the end what the things that come at the top of the list, the most feeling the others have. Okay, and by this we come to the end of our class today. Thank you for watching, and see you inshallah in our next episode. Goodbye.